Welcome to 9wax TV. Shall we have a track day? So, as you can hear, I'm here at Donington Park, lovely Donington Park up here in Derbyshire. I'm with RMA track days and RPM Technic as well. They've combined to put on what is a pretty awesome day for RMA members with a difference. It's Porsche-only. There's around 50 Porsches here. It's unsilenced today, and there's overtaking on both sides. We've got absolutely everything here today, from 992 Cup cars all the way down to humble Irish green 996 C2s. It makes for a pretty awesome day for the Porsche enthusiasts. I'm delighted to be here and to get stuck in. I'm also going to be chatting to a couple of guys from RPM Technic, as well as the guys who run RMA Track Day, to just get a bit more of an understanding of how this day is put together and how it's a little bit different to any other track day. When I've done all of that, I'd quite like to get out there myself in Little Irish and who knows, maybe another car or two. Let's see how we get on. Just when I thought I was joining all of this lot out on track in my 996, disaster struck. I'm usually well prepared for track days, but something here was awry. I was in need of RPM's trackside Porsche Assist service for help. Okay, so bad news I'm afraid. Here's Little Irish, and it's not going anywhere. 3 laps I did of Donington, and unfortunately, the brake pedal has gone right to the bulkhead. Ollie's had a look at the car and the RPM Technic team here. It's part of what they do. It's made for great content for you guys. So Little Irish is just going to be sitting here for the rest of the day, but there's plenty more going on up and down the paddock, so we'll get involved with those instead. It was a bitter blow considering the 996 had been set up specifically for the RMA day, but there was on-track entertainment to be had in RPM Technic's 996 CSR race car, seen here doing battle with RPM's Manthey-equipped GT4. More on that shortly, but in the meantime, let's have a chat with RPM's Darren Anderson on the company's track day involvement. Darren, so you're clearly doing a lot more of this now at RPM Technic. What's the thinking behind it?
A lot of our clients were doing track days, thinking about doing track days, obviously with a real GT and Manthey and upgrades, and a lot of the stuff we do is ultimately going to be putting cars into a better position to do track days to varying degrees. So we thought we need to support these guys. It'd be good for us to be visible doing what we do. And ultimately there wasn't anything that we were aware of where a specialist was a regular attendee at track days and they weren't offering anything more than just advice, somewhere to sit down, have a coffee, have a chat, talk about tyre pressures. I mean, clearly we get the tools out if someone has a problem and we can do something about it. We've got the P-Whiz here, we've got a full tool chest and a lot of resource, but fundamentally it's not about prepping people's cars or setting them up. All of the work is always best done at the workshop. We've seen probably post-COVID, during COVID and post-COVID, lots more people taking these cars out and they're not fussing about what wrap they've got on it or what the residual value is going to be or how much of an over they're going to get on their GT car when they set it. They're like, no, I want to drive around the track seriously fast, or maybe not seriously fast. I just want to have some track fun. And they're using it for that purpose, so and that's brilliant. We're at 3:15, not a single red flag. Driving etiquette's been brilliant, and people are going round at a very serious lick, but they're able to do that because of the way the days run.
Do you think going forward track days are going to be more popular for the Porsche enthusiast?
100%.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, we love a road trip like the next person, and these cars are now so fast. Those cars are better driven round a circuit where you can drive them as they were built to be driven, and you're not putting anybody at serious risk.
I can't let you guys go without a chat quickly about the GT4 MR.
It's the fourth time I'll have driven my 996 this year, because we've done all of our time in the GT4, so we've been developing it. Being here, we can show people passenger laps with the MR conversions, the 2R tyres. A lot of the stuff, the surface transfer brakes, a lot of stuff we do is on that car. Low ratio crown wheel and pinion, again, there's no substitute for getting in a passenger seat and getting flung around Donington at a serious lick to go, okay, I get it, I see what this car does. Pound for pound, it's a giant killing car. You know, it really is. It flies around with the big boys, but it's that much smaller, more kind of friendly on the road, cheaper, and I think that's really where the GT4 is going to find its place. But where it wins is on the road. A manual gearbox, just, you know, I don't care what people say about PDKs and, you know, speeds and everything else. That's for me, you still need a stick in your hand.
It goes without saying, thanks for the invite, thanks to Ollie as well for taking a look at my car.
No problem.
Yeah, you've definitely demonstrated all of your services today, unfortunately for me. Meanwhile, the track kept welcoming top Porsche metal, and I recommend hanging around to the end to hear the best of these cars in concert. So what did I make of the day? The etiquette out on track is actually pretty good, I have to say. Better than some other Porsche-only track days that I've done recently. Drivers respect each other, there is overtaking on both sides, but the level of experience seems to be taken up a notch. Let's have a chat with Mr. RMA, who put the day on for us all. Leighton Clark, thanks for joining us on RMA's TV. Porsche-only track day.
It was a conversation we had with RPM Technic earlier on in the year, and we just kind of thought what would be the perfect track day. And we realised it was going to be probably a day at Donington Park, unsilenced, and make it Porsche only. So here it is, it's our first one. Booming success so far, no problems, everyone's having a great time, and we've already confirmed 2 events of exactly the same nature for next year.
What differentiates RMA from anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, we tend to try and pitch ourselves towards the top end of the market, so obviously the circuits we go to plus our pricing structure sort of reflects that. But it's mainly our overtaking rules. We do overtake on both sides by consent. So what it allows drivers to do is basically make up their own mind where it's safe to overtake and safe to do so, but it doesn't cause a slower car in front any problems. So they can stick to their line, the faster cars can go offline to overtake.
There's senior metal here today, but there's a lot of people wearing like the novice signs that you ask people to, which I find quite refreshing. It's not scary, if that makes sense.
We've always been open to newcomers. If you're a complete novice, we recommend that you book instruction. Obviously, we have coaches on site that can help you with that. But yeah, we say to people, if you're new to this, make it clear to everybody else so that when we come across you or when the faster car comes across you, they know you're new to this, and then they'll deal with you accordingly and give you a bit more space when overtaking you.
With RPM Technic, it's nice to have those guys here. I think they add a bit of an extra dimension, but from your point of view, how does that kind of work?
Yeah, I mean, I'm Porsche through and through, and I genuinely believe these guys are one of the best, if not the best in the business for looking after Porsche and supplying some of the products you can obviously see behind me. It's just the perfect fit, and these guys look after my car exclusively, and yeah, they do a fantastic job, and couldn't be happier to partner up with them for this event. That was a brilliant day with RMA and RPM Technic, with more details to follow on forthcoming dates. I shall leave you, quite simply, with a Porsche Flat 6 Symphony. I'll leave you to decide which you prefer to take for a hot lap here at Donington.